How you doing, friends and neighbors? Hey, we got one video loaded up fast today. How the heck did that happen? What is it? Internet's piped in different some days than it is other. I tell you, we've made some bunch of GoPro videos on this saw here. This is Yank Noodles dominant build. We're putting dominant piston in, and it's time right now to do that. So I'm going to put this up kind of out of order because it's an easy one to do, and it'll fill a gap for me too. So that's how we're going to do it, and so bear with me on this. I don't have everything set up. Just first thing you got to do is try to get all the parts. These little C-clips for these dominant can be just a bit of a bugger. Okay, see your little arrow? That little notch right there, that notch is timing, all right? That right there is blowdown timing. You got to figure that into it. It's a good thing. Nice little dome on them. Okay, I always install on these Husqvarnas, you can see right here, this, get you where you can watch a little better. Because of this bar right here, I can get that wrist pin from this side way easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this little clip right by the end. If you got needle nose used for other things and them tips are bent, don't use them on this. Believe me. All you do, just well, let me grab that thing again. See, these little, they'll go flying on you. Oh, I'm warning you of that. Tough little buggers, but you might as well see what some of the things are you deal with here. If it's all easy, anybody in the world will do it. Well, you know, I tell you, maybe I don't know how to do it. We'll try this another way. Get the end of that started in the groove. See, that ended up where my pliers was in that little notch. Okay, what you want to do is make darn sure that that's all the way in. Plain and simple. Because if it ain't, that pin will come out. Okay, what we're going to do is get just a little bit of oil. Yeah, I got an old cheap mix oil I just use in here for assembly, and it works pretty good. Get a little residual. It just takes a film. You ain't got to douse anything. All right, so now we got everything kind of lubed up. Now what we're going to do, get some on our bearing. Bearing in the rod. Put our lid back on. Just a light thin film's all you need. Gotta have me a paper towel here. Okay. You always make sure beforehand that pin glides in there. And some of them pistons, they don't. You gotta oil them and kind of get in and out pretty easy. So what I'm doing, start my pin, kind of get that lined up. Hold that rod. You gotta have a light source so you can look down through. And you just jiggle wiggle that sucker in there. It'll tell you when it's right. Yeah. That's right. And that moves nice and free. Now our trick is, we gotta get the other side in. Okay. See, if that bar was in the way, if I did that the other way, I'd be having a little trouble right there. I want to make sure that pin, that's right up against that pin, so I got all my groove here. Grab it. You kind of roll that little sucker in there, is what you do. Yeah, you know why I keep my paper towel in there, don't you? That way I ain't got to go fishing. I love fishing. Not this kind of... Oh, well, we dropped one of them. I'm going to grab another one because I can. I've got more of them right here, and I'm going to have to look around. They call them Jesus clips. They go flying. You go, oh Jesus. Let me get another clip. Yeah, if anything's gonna ever happen to you, it's gonna be right on video. I could use a stock clip. I know right where they are, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use what comes with them. I like them that much. So we're going to open another one. I'm going to put these parts back because they all match. And we're going to get another clip. These are they're same size pin. They're a different number. Well, the pin numbers are the same, but they're a different piston. You know what we're doing here. Okay, let's see how many more of these darn things we can lose. I got some extras if I need them, but part of the problem is I'm trying to do this in such an angle you guys can see, so if you don't mind, I might get this where you can't see quite so well. Hilarious. I know what it done. It stuck to my magnet. That's what it did. Gotta get that just by the end. There we go. And it's locked all the way in. Okay. There we go. See, we're locked right in good. And you want to make sure you are. Okay. So we got the piston installed. Boy, that's nice. I'm not far from putting this together, so I'm going to put just a little oil down inside this sucker. And what I do is I tip it one way and then another. It don't take much, just a little dribble. Get some on that rod bearing. And then you just kind of roll that around. I'm going to go to the other side. Get just a little bit there. That's why these things smoke like crazy when I get done. But I'm not risking a bearing being dry. It ain't gonna happen. Boy, I tell you what, that's as right as rain. Boy, does that ever feel nice. Oh, goodness sakes, that's beautiful. Oh yeah, this is happy days right here. Happy days. Okay, now what we're gonna do is go on to the next little level. We're swimming in oil down under there. I might actually just get rid of some of that oil before we put the cylinder on. Nah, I'll deal with it. Okay. And then you can stuff that towel right down in there. Alright. So what we're going to do, we're going to set this saw off to the side. And we're going to go get us a little selection here of cylinders. See which ones we want to use. Oh, get me a little oil. Guess I got a little carried away, didn't I? Sure did. Yeah, we're good there. Okay. This is a factory cylinder. There's things that we want to look at when we're doing these. First thing we're looking for is scoring. This one's had a little bit of a problem at one point. I see a little bit of debris. See, we got a little bit of something. Nothing bad. Okay, nothing that would stop us. It's that one there in the bottom corner that you see right there. I could catch that with my fingernail, but that one, believe it or not, wouldn't be a defect. As long as it wasn't high. You'd have to go in there and make sure that wasn't high. Let's see what we got here. Well, this has got the right name on this one. Oh my. We got a pretty good cylinder here. I like that one. That's a good cylinder. Just light shading from the ring is all I seen in there. Guess what this one has? Molly. Ain't that something? This is one of the older ones. They got better ports. See, this one don't got a... This is one of their own. They didn't have Molly make that one. It just got Husqvarna numbers on it. So, what we're going to do... We're going to go with this one here. So the first thing that needs to be done is cleaned up. And you know how we're going to do that. We're going to talk while we're doing some of this stuff. I got some videos that we made that we haven't put up yet. We're out of order a little bit here, but it all makes sense in the end. And at least I hope it does. Oh, my boy Kenzie. There we go. I got that little bolt out. And put that in my old bolt bin here. I got a special little bolt bin. And I'm going to show you guys a little something here. He's got an X-Torque carburetor. Throw some parts up here on the bench. Okay. I'm not going to do all this right here. I'm just going to show you how it's done. Okay. We know that them X-Torques are a little funky. And I'm going to show you a little trick. How to use that X-Torque carburetor. Okay, see, they're divided, that is. That's for the X-Torque saws. We went through that. You've got fresh air going in the top and air fuel in the bottom, okay? Now, obviously, that mates to this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this style using the X-Torque throttle cable holder, which holds this on, and we are going to put that on that. That's what we're going to do with this saw. I'm not going to finish this right now. I want you guys to get just a little bit to understand that's what is coming up. But I wanted you to know that when you go and use an X-Torque carb, see these bolts are off at an angle. They're right across from each other on a regular carb, just like that. There, see them two bolts are across from each other. Well, they're at an angle. That's why you got to use the X-Torque parts. You got to use the air cleaner horn. What you do is you go in there and with a Dremel or whatever, and you gut this partition out. and you got it out right here. You just cut all that out. And then you know that will bolt on the back side of your carb, just like that. Okay? Now, when you use a regular intake manifold, you got to use the X-Torque clamp. If I had one right here handy, I'd show you real quick. Let me look. Okay, what it isn't right there where it's real evident. It's not a big deal. What you do is you put your X-Torque clamp, the throttle cable holder, right on the stock diameter boot. But you got to put a notch, okay? Now, do yourself a favor, cut this piece right here right off, because that's going to be at an angle, and it's going to really interfere. But that's how you get it on. When we mount that carburetor in one thing or another, I put the muffler on if it's finished. If it's not, I don't bother with it. But I put the muffler on, the cylinder, the carb, air horn, and intake boot is all together, and I just drop them on the saw. That's what I do. Okay. It works pretty good that way. And we got piles of parts here that still go in this saw. Right here is all the clutch drum and brakes and everything. That's what these bags are doing up here. It makes it all good. There, I got one. I recovered one of my little clips. Now I just gotta get the one on the ground, and it. I know it's under the bench. They do that every time, you know. They really do. I can put this back because I don't need that. And I try to get a little bit of an organization going here, but it don't always work. If you're just working and don't stop, you end up with a mess, and you might as well stop. Boy, I got a pile of them things. I was hoping I had an X-Torque one. This is our cylinder. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this cylinder up. All right? And then we're going to put it on the saw. And we're going to see exactly what we got. We're going to check our numbers. I'm not going to bother showing you checking the numbers. We've done that 2 or 3 times. I think you guys are well prepared for all that. And one thing and another. I don't need this cleaned up really fantastic, and I'll tell you why. Before I get done, that's going to be real dirty. But I want to get some of this crud off. Some of that you just got to scrape, you know. You really do. Oh my. Yeah, that stuff gets dirty. Some of you guys have been leaving some awful nice comments. I want to thank you for that. And you're telling me some stories. Oh, man, I love that. You guys entertain me. Apparently, I'm entertaining you. And I'm going to see a bunch of you at Bucket Stock. I know it. Mikey Oyo, I think we're going to see him, I'm pretty sure. That'll be interesting. I think he's a crazy booger. I got a funny feeling. We're going to see, though. Okay, we have all our parts here. We're good to go. You know, I thought I'd tell you a little story. Something happened when I was in the military. And this really wasn't funny at the time. It was pretty bad. Well, in rapid deployment, you train harder than a lot of places do. So you get pretty tired. Well, I'm going to tell you what. The divorce rate is something like 90% in 1 year in rapid deployment. That's high. You're never home. You're either on deployment or you're training for deployment. They're always playing some kind of crap in the world, so we deal with that. Well, we had a medic that was out of 24th Med. I was stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia, by the way. And there was a medic out of 24th Med was having some trouble. It's up to the medic to watch the troops. You're evaluating a lot of things, as well as their mental health. You know, and what's the morale? It's up to the medic what the morale is. It ain't up to officers. They'll lie. Yeah, NCO's pretty good about it. They understand because they've been everywhere. But so anyway, this medic starts having problems with his wife. Yeah, the problem was his problem, not hers. He went and done a thing, you know. Well, anyway, she going to kick him out and all this. Well, I talked to him. I knew there was a problem. I said, "You all right?" He said, "I'm gonna make it." I said, "Just get stay busy, stay right on that duty roster. Pull some extra if you need to." I said, "We're shorthanded as it is. You'll be all right." Nah, you know what that bugger does? First thing he does, go AWOL. I said, "Oh my goodness sakes!" AWOL, he was only missing for about 4 hours. Well, because of that, he missed a movement. You don't miss a movement. Do not do that. That's a bad deal. So anyway, I said, look, I think I know where I can find him." And sure enough, he was where I thought. There was this girl, you know, and I found him. And I didn't give him a lot of choices because I was bigger than him. I said, "Look, you're going to blow it for medics." I said, "You're not doing this. I'm going to help you out in more ways than you know." So I grabs him and I throws him in the car. There wasn't a whole lot he could do about it. And we're going down the road, and he's trying to tell me, "Hey, you know, this is kind of a bowl, you know, blah, blah, blah." Well, the boy jumps out of the friggin' car, and he goes running. They finally caught him about a month later. So don't think that didn't just absolutely tick off a brigade sergeant major. And he was from North Carolina, and he's a redhead with just a little bit of freckles. I'm going to tell you, don't mess with them boys. Not a sergeant major, too. So we've been for 72 hours out in the field, and I never stopped. Well, I finally, with the unit I was with, things kind of got down to a dull roar, and I just freaking laid right down in the dirt and the mud, and I went to sleep. And the first sergeant of that unit, he comes, "Doc, Doc." He says, "You gotta come. You gotta get up now. There's a sergeant major here, brigade level." He said, "He got a case of the ass." He said, "You gotta get up. He looking for the medic." I said, "Oh man." So you get pretty grungy in the field, you know. I threw on my last clean uniform I had and some new socks. It felt almost human, even though I didn't look it. And I went and met him at the front gate. Well, they had concertina wire up, you know. This was a TOC, and which was, you know, like a little command center. And that sergeant major says, "You the medic?" I said, "Yes, I am." So he, ain't nobody got no live rounds here, okay? Don't think there is. So he pulls his 45 and he goes, click. He says, "Okay." He said, "I just shot that soldier." He said, "He got a sucking chest wound. That means he got a bullet through the lung and he's ventilating, he's leaking." He says, "Go ahead and fix him." So I pulled my 45 out and I went click right to his head. Shot Sergeant Major. That's a brigade level Sergeant Major. And that first sergeant was horrified, and so wasn't all the upper echelon. They couldn't believe. There was one E7 standing over there chuckling. And that brigade sergeant major looked at me from North Carolina. He said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 I'm your sergeant major." He said, "Well, what are you doing?" I said, "Sergeant Major, I just shot you." I says, "You down, you're dead. I shot you right in the head, you're dead. Now I'm going to work on this soldier." "Well, why would you do that?" I said, "Look, you have to be an imposter. You're not my sergeant major." I says, "You're an imposter. If you're not an imposter, there's something really wrong with you that makes it a very huge threat to me. I cannot save this soldier right here if you are a threat to me. You just shot one of your own, you're going to shoot two of your own. It ain't going to be me." So I said, "I put you out of your misery to fix this soldier. I have to do that." And that is what you have to do. Whether you want to or not, that's the way it is. So all of a sudden he starts laughing. He keeps over. Now, a term of endearment, when they trust you as a medic, they'll call you Doc. If you go out with a unit that you've never been with, they'll call you Doc. You earn that. When they start calling you Doc, you know they accepted you. Generally, something's got to happen that they see that you're willing to do your flipping job. And you'll do it right with them. Okay? Well, he says, "Okay, Doc." He says, "You got me." He said, "What possessed you to think of that?" I said, "Well, we're both in combat arms." I says, "In our own way." And I says, they give me a weapon. I said, I'm a non-combatant. I says, and what that means, it doesn't mean that I didn't want to fight or wouldn't fight. That means my job wasn't directly combat related. I was to fix these people. You know, that's what I did. And I said, I have to protect myself first before I can work on somebody else. He says, we ever have a problem, a balloon goes up, he's going to make sure you're going to be with me as a medic. That's funny. Well, you know, that field problem lasted 2 more days. Now, this brigade level sergeant major wasn't nobody to mess with, and he was well known on post, other than I didn't know him. I learned him. And by the time we got back to post, that had traveled all the way around post. My general was, at the time, Major General Schwarzkopf, that run the Gulf War. I was his medic for 30 days, believe it or not. Got to know him, old Stormin' Norman. Huge respect for that man. Huge. He was really, really a fantastic form of leadership for me. Just even on a personal level and personal life, he taught me how to conduct myself a little better. And we take these lessons from people, don't we? Okay, this is it. See you next round.